general elections. They made the call at the grand finale of the Unity Rally Tour of the 14 federal constituencies of Oyo State, jointly organized by the Renewed Hope Ambassadors in collaboration with the APC in Oyo State. Our correspondent Olawale Ashake, who monitored the rally, completes the report.
2 weeks Unity Rally Tour of Renewed Hope Agenda in collaboration with the Oyo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC began from Oyo Zone through Ogbomoso to Okeogun Zone and Ibarapa axis of Oyo State before it ended in Ibadan, the state capital. The leader of the team of Renewed Hope Ambassadors, Senator Teslim Folani, said the federal constituency tour was designed to strengthen internal cohesion, rebuild confidence within party structures, and lay a solid foundation for early mobilization ahead of the 2027 elections.
The target is to increase our vote by 35%, so it's going to be a lot of hard work. This is the last of the federal constituency tour, and as you can see, it keeps getting better. So what it means is that people are very interested in the party.
Senator Folani noted that the President Tinubu's administration reform agenda, though demanding, was necessary to stabilize the economy and lay a solid foundation for long-term national growth, stressing that effective communication of these reforms at the grassroots level will be critical to winning public understanding and sustained support. Also speaking at the rally, wife of a former governor of Oyo State, who is an ambassador designate, Chief Florence Ajimobi, enjoined party leaders and supporters to remain united, adding that the Unity Tour provided an opportunity to reconnect with the grassroots and consolidate support for President Bola Tinubu. While addressing the teaming members of the party, Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, lauded the APC step of unity, early reconciliation, and disciplined mobilization, noting that electoral success depends on consistent engagement at ward and polling unit levels rather than last-minute campaigns.
We are happy with ourselves. Our party is solid. It's back and it's on its solid footings. There's no other party that can beat us in Nigeria, in Oyo State.
One of the Renewed Hope ambassadors, Senator representing Oyo South, Sharafaddin Ali, described the Unity and Peace Rally as a tip of an iceberg in their growing support base for President Tinubu, assuring that the party is ready to secure the election of the president, reclaim Oyo State governorship seat, and win other elective positions.
We can see with the crowd that we have here is the grand finale, and this is the best.
Stakeholders who joined at the tour included former deputy governors, Oyo State chairman of the APC, Alhaji Olayide Abbas, senator representing Oyo North, Abdul Fatai Buhari, his counterpart from Oyo Central, Yunus Akintunde. High point of the tour was former defection of some prominent politicians from PDP, including Senator Osia Agbola, popularly known as Hallelujah, Labour Party members, and other political party members into the APC folds in Oyo State. From Ibadan, Olawale Ashake, Radio Nigeria.
Our Federal High Court, Ado Ekiti, is ordered the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to conduct a fresh governorship primary poll to elect its candidate. Justice Babs Okwewumi gave the order after they nullified the PDP primaries, which was held on November 8, 2025, where Dr. Wale Oluyede emerged the party's candidate. An aggrieved aspirant in the primary, Mr. Funsho Ayeni, who rejected the outcome of the polls, had approached the court seeking, among others, cancellation of the exercise, citing failure to meet the party's guidelines and constitution. Mr. Ayeni, through his counsel, Kola Kolade, argued that the absence of the original delegates list constituted a fundamental breach of the PDP guidelines and the Electoral Act, thereby rendering the primary election invalid. In his judgment, Justice Kwewumi held that the conduct of the PDP primary election did not comply with the provisions of the law and the party's constitution. Justice Kwewumi directed that all eligible aspirants be allowed to participate in the fresh primary election to ensure transparency, fairness, and internal democracy within the party. Reacting to the judgment, counsel to Dr. Oluyede, Mr. Wosheni Ajayi, who expressed dissatisfaction with the court verdict, said the judgment would be appealed. records that Dr. Oluyede's name was excluded from the list of governorship candidates for the June 20 governorship election published by INEC on December 29 last year.
The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has visited the University of Ibadan for the 2026 Campus Holy Ghost Rally with the theme New Beginning. The program, held within the university campus, attracted thousands of students, staff and worshippers from within and outside Ibadan, Oyo State creating an atmosphere of worship, prayers and spiritual reflections. In his ministration, Pastor Adeboye encouraged students and young people to embrace positive change, renew their faith in God, and remain focused on their goals. He emphasized that a new beginning is possible regardless of past challenges, while urging the participants to pursue excellence and live with integrity on campus and beyond. Prayers were offered for the students, peace on Nigeria campuses and the nation at large, while moments of praise and worship featured prominently throughout the rally. Participants described the event as impactful and spiritually uplifting, noting that the rally reinforced hope, moral discipline, and renewed commitment to personal and academic growth.
Members of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, Ibadan Chapel, have been commended for their active participation in the 2025 NUJ State Council election. Chairman of the NUJ FRCN Chapel, Mr. Oluwakayode Banjo, gave the commendation during the first Congress of the year held at Broadcasting House, Dugbe, Ibadan. Mr. Banjo described the chapel's performance at the State Council poll as commendable, noting that the outcome reflected the collective effort of members, with 2 FRCN chapel members emerging into key positions.
All went to that election as a united body, which gave us the success that we had. It's unprecedented to produce 2 members from our chapel as state executives, the secretary and the treasurer at the poll. Goes to show the unity and oneness in the chapel. And I also want to encourage our members. This is a new year. Let us continue to support the chapel.
Also speaking, the Vice Chairman of the FRCN Chapel, Mrs. Rashida Makinde, commended the management of FRCN for its timely interventions in resolving internal disagreements, which she said contributed to the peaceful resolution of issues and the strengthening of unity among members. In his remarks, the Deputy Director, News and Current Affairs Department, FRCN Ibadan Zonal Station, who is a former chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Oyo State Council, Mr. Adewumi Faniran, advised members to exercise discernment and collective responsibility when making decisions relating to union activities. He further emphasized the need for unity, proper planning, and consensus building among members to enhance the chapel's effectiveness and representation within the union structure. In a similar vein, the Deputy Director Programs FRCN Ibadan Zonal Station, Reverend E. Downsi, underscored the importance of adequate preparation and transparency, noting that these would help prevent conflicts of interest among aspirants during union elections. Members of the FRCN and UJ Chapel, including Reverend E. Downsi and Mr. Adewumi Faniran, also commended an FRCN staff member, Mr. Mushokwe Kehinde, for his sportsmanship demonstrated by his decision to step down in support of the current State Council Secretary, Mr. Dayo Adu. High points of the meeting included prayers for members, the corporation and the nation, as well as the inauguration of the FRCN NUJ Chapel Electoral Committee.
Special advisor to Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde on fire service reforms, Dr. Maruf Akiwande, has appealed to market leaders and traders to adhere to safety regulations to prevent a fire outbreak. He made the appeal in Ibadan while featuring on Street Talk, a Premier FM interview program. Dr. Akinwande, who is also the chairman of Oyo State Fire Service Agency, said fire outbreaks in major markets are difficult to quell by fire trucks due to blockage of major entrances with wares and other combustible materials. Dr. Akinwande advised residents of the state to be safety conscious, have safety exit and fire extinguishers in their offices, shops and residential buildings. The fire service boss urged residents to always cooperate with firemen during emergencies and call Oyo State Emergency Toll number, which is 615, or fire service on 0806 743 9223 or 0805 435 3501.
This is the World Today, the midweek edition. The stories that made the headlines so far: federal government has inaugurated committee to drive power in health facilities. Nigeria has deepened cultural ties with China. Still to come, WHO wants government to increase taxes on sugary drinks. In France to open consulate in Greenland. Glad to know you're still with us on the World Today midweek edition, coming to you from the Southwest Network of Radio Nigeria. And now the rest of the package. The Nigeria Police, or your command, has recorded breakthroughs in the areas of kidnapping, rescue of abducted victims, and the arrest of suspects linked to murder across the state. The successes followed intelligence-led operations directed by the Commissioner of Police, CP Femi Haruna. The Command Public Relations Officer, DSP Olayinka Anyolade, in a statement explains that a 60-year-old man, Isiaku Seidu, kidnapped at Budo community in Iseyin, was rescued. The statement notes that one of the suspects was killed, another arrested, while others escaped with gunshot wounds. The statement further states that a suspect linked to the killing of a student of Michael Kolyosho Polytechnic Shaki have been arrested, while one expended cartridge was also recovered at the scene of the incident. The statement also indicates that a 35-year-old man has been arrested for allegedly shooting his colleague during a hunting expedition at Oreton Ijayi Forest in Monia. The victim was said to have died on the spot. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Aruna, has assured residents of continued commitment to safety and urged the public to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities to the nearest police station or emergency lines.
Now going to foreign-related stories now. The World Health Organization, WHO, has called on government to increase taxes on sugary drinks and alcohol to save lives. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, who spoke virtually to newsmen, maintained that they generate an income stream that government could use to invest in health, education, and social protection. Dr. Ghebreyesus warned that beverages like sugary drinks and alcohol are too accessible and cost too little in most of the world, increasing cases of obesity, diabetes, cancer, and injury. He noted that health taxes have been shown to reduce the consumption of these harmful products, helping to prevent disease and reduce the burden of health system. France government says it is set to open bring a consensus in Greenland by next month.
All right. Today's Heart of the Matter, Fumilola Obagbayegun of our Current Affairs Unit writes on improving pupils' enrollment in schools.
Recently, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said out of about 30 million pupils who enrolled in primary school, only 6 million progresses to senior secondary school across the country. Describing the dropout trend as alarming, the minister stressed that out of 30 million children who entered primary school, only 10 million transited to JSS1 and approximately 6 million reached senior secondary school. According to the minister, this frightening pattern is driven by severe shortages of junior and senior secondary schools, long working distances for rural learners, cost barriers, and safety concerns. Only recently, there have been waves of mass abduction of school children across the country, further exacerbating the deteriorating situation. The United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, Nigerian Children 2025 report revealed that about 10.2 million children of primary school age are out of school, with some reports adding that figures for secondary levels pointed to a total potentially over 18 million or even 20 million children facing educational exclusion. This figure places Nigeria as home to the world's highest number of out-of-school children, with crises in the north being a significant factor. The issue of pupils' enrollment across schools in Nigeria is a recurring decimal, with some interventions put in place to reduce the number. Sadly, the current spate of kidnappings, including those of school children across the nation, is not helping matters. It is alarming that despite the huge allocation state governors are receiving following the subsidy removal in 2023, numerous reports as recent as year 2025 confirm that pupils in various public schools across Nigeria are still forced to sit on bare floors in dilapidated classrooms due to lack of furniture and poor infrastructure, especially pupils in rural areas. In July 2025, the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, reported over 250 billion naira intervention funds, which are distributed to the 36 states of Universal Basic Education Boards, SUBEB, and the Federal Capital Territory Universal Basic Education Board, FCT, UBEB, had remained unutilized. According to the Commission, the basic challenge is not only accessing the UBE matching grant, but also the failure of some state governments to properly utilize the funds for the purpose of developing infrastructure and improving teaching and learning conditions in schools across the country in their various states. In budget presentation, most state governments increased their education budget for 2025. Actual spending and allocation percentages varied widely across states, with many still not meeting international standards for educational funding. Though the Minister of Education assured that the Nigerian Education Senior Renewal Initiative, NESA, a federal state compact co-created with the Nigerian Governors Forum, is already driving reforms across the sector. More still needs to be done on the issue of out-of-school children and girl child education. The state government should find critical ways of addressing, resolving, and laying to rest the issues of pupils' enrollment if they want a virile and vibrant citizenry and country.
That script on improving pupils' enrollment in schools was written by Fumilola Obagbayegun of our Current Affairs Unit and delivered by Dayo Adenuga.
To end the world news, the top stories again. Federal government inaugurated a committee to drive power in health facilities. Nigeria deepens cultural ties with China. WHO wants government to increase taxes on sugary drinks. France to open consulate in Greenland.
And that ends the news on the world today. For today, the midweek edition. To join us tomorrow for a fresh edition of the program Mutukwe Toba edited. I am Feyi Shara Owomoyela, thanking you for listening and wishing you the best of the rest of the week from my colleague.
Daya Adeniga, thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of the day.